for it. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not going to go over it again. Just those of you guys who have seen it, this is the basic tarkib of it. One of the tarkib, adding the vowels onto it rather. Okay, so let's go down here then. So number 6, add the vowels to the examples below. So that's one task. You've got to add the vowels onto these words. Remember on the dal, on the bade. Yeah, add the vowels. Show how does inna affect the vowel. Show how inna affects the vowel. Yeah. In the following sentences, write out the examples including vowels and translate. So you have to basically add inna, and then you have to show how inna would affect this, then translate it. Yeah. So for example, like let's have a go at this. So what's the first one? Is Zayd Talib, yeah? Yeah. So Zaydun Talibun. Okay, how does inna affect it? So you write inna. Yeah, and then fatha, that's it. Yeah, and then translation of this is, indeed, Zayd is a student. Yeah, so add the vowels to the examples below. So you first of all, add vowels. And then show how inna affects the vowel in the following sentences. Yeah. Write out the example. So you have to write out the example and translate it. Yeah, to get the full marks. Next one. So this is 6 marks. That means 3 for this one and 3 for this one. Okay, so al-mu'minat fil masjid al-kabir. So let's write this out then. Al-mu'minat fil masjid al-kabir. Al-mu'minat fi al-masjid al-kabir. Yeah. So what vowels do you put on here? Al-mu'minatu. Remember, it's the mubtada, isn't it? Fi al-masjid al-kabir. Now add the inna. How is inna going to affect this? What vowel are we going to put on the ta? Fatha or kasra? Who says fatha? 1. Who says kasra? Why kasra? Kasra is correct. Remember, sound feminine plural can only take kasra or dhamma. You can't take fatha. Why? Can't be conquered. You can't do conquering fatha. Yeah. So inna, this is where a lot of this is the whole point of bringing this example is, do you recognize this word and what it can do? So translate. Innal mu'minati, indeed the female believers. If you wrote worshippers, you don't get the mark. Okay, so indeed the female believers are in the big masjid. Yeah. Okay. Anybody get a question on that? No? Alright, next. Number 7. Add vowels to the examples below, as before. So you got Zainab, Taliba, yeah? And then show how kana affects the following. Previous one was inna, and this kana. Yeah, so you got to show how inna and how kana is gonna be affected. So so let's write this out then. So let's write this over here. Okay, so first of all, Zainab, Taliba. What vowel do we put on these words? Is it Zainabun? Is that correct? No, Zainabu, yeah, why Zainabu? Feminine names, yeah. And Tali? Is it Talibatu? Okay. So one of the questions you might get in the exam is a true or false question, okay? I might bring a sentence, put vowels on, and I'll say to you, is it correct or incorrect? Just like one homework that you had once. Remember the one of the homeworks? And I put the vowels and I said, correct the vowels. So you might have to correct them and explain why you corrected them. So just be aware of that. So if I do bring a homework like this and I say example in the exam like this, Zainabu Talibatu, and I say to you, identify the mistake and show what the Why it's a mistake for? Yeah, so you'd say because talibatu is supposed to be talibatun because it's not one of the ghair munsarif words, it's not one of the feminine name, female name words. Alright, let's add to this now kana. Okay, what does kana do? Is that correct? Huh? It was supposed to be kanat. If you do put kana, you lose the mark. Yeah? Kanat. Supposed to know that. Yeah. Why is it kanat? Yeah, because Zainab is a feminine. So he has to correspond, the fi'l has to correspond. Yeah, like sami'at, kanat. Okay, what vowel do we change? Sorry? Huh? Talibatan. Shabash, well done. Yeah, talibatan. Why is that? Anyone know? What's the rule? The khabar of kana has to be mansoob. That's it. That's all you have to write. Khabar of kana has to be mansoob. Yeah, khabar of kanat has to be mansoob. So kanat Zainabu talibatan. Everyone understand that example, or shall I go through it again? You understand? Okay, right. So this was a 3-mark example. There was just one example there. All right, next one. Add vowels. Translate. So in your exam, I would suggest, if you guys are very sort of like clumsy with questions, have a highlighter and just highlight which parts of the questions are you expected to answer. So add vowels, that's one part. Number 2, translate, that's another part. Number 3, identify the mubtada and khabar. There's three things I'm expecting from you in that. So you might just rush the question and just translate or something, and you just confuse. Yeah. So okay. First of all, add vowels. Then we're going to translate, and then we're going to do identification. So okay. Let's have a look at this one then. So ma ar-rajul. Ma ar-rajul. Let's add the vowels first. Okay, what are the vowels? Do we need to add a vowel onto ma? Okay, what vowel do we add to rajul? Sorry? Single dhamma, yeah? Is that fine? Okay. Now, translate this. What's ma? What? What's ar-rajul? The man. What? What is the man? So it's a question, isn't it? Yeah, so what is the man? Yeah. Okay, now identify for me the mubtada and the khabar. Which one is the mubtada? Which one is the khabar? Ar-rajul is the mubtada. And then by default, ma has to be the khabar. What was the rule I told you here about the ma one? Yeah, the ma'rifah has to be the mubtada. If the word after ma is a ma'rifah, it's mubtada. Otherwise, the ma is a mubtada. Yeah? If the word after ma, yeah, bab, yeah, after ma, after your mum, if there's a ma'rifah, then your mum's the khabar. Yeah? After ma, if you have a ma'rifah, then the ma is khabar. And the ma'rifah is a mubtada. Okay, so that's one example done now. Where did we do this? Which ayah? Did anyone remember which ayah did we do this in? Ma adaraka. Yeah, mal hutama. Okay, right, next. Fil bayti rajul. Fil bayti rajul. Right, so let's do this one. Fil bayti rajul, yeah? Let's just get rid of all this. Bayti rajul. Okay, so fi al-bayt rajul. Okay, let's put the vowels on this. Do we need to put a vowel on fi? Do you put a vowel on a bait? Kasra, single kasra. What about rajul? Come on, roll the dice. Huh? Single dhamma, double dhamma? Double dhamma. Yeah, double dhamma. If I say to you in the exam, why do you put a double dhamma on rajul and not single dhamma? What's the answer? Yeah, because it doesn't have alif lam at the beginning. Al, or it's not, what's the first word of the mudaf. Fil bayti rajul. Okay, that's correct. Now let's translate this. So what does fi mean? In. What does the bayt mean? The house. And now it's not the man. Okay, don't put the man. You lose marks. In the house, yeah, is a man. In the house is a man. Okay, now where is the mubtada and where is the khabar? Rajul is the mubtada and the rest of it is the khabar. Yeah? Yeah.
Could you translate it as a man is in the house?
A man is in the house, definitely. That's correct. That's how we say in English. A man is in the house. Yeah. What's the difference in English between in the house is a man and a man is in the house? Okay, but that's not, no, that wouldn't be relevant here. That's fine. Fi is muta'alliq to something. But this fil bayti rajul, if you say to someone, I'm just asking, I don't know the answer. If I say, for example, someone comes to the house, postman comes next door, and no one, and there's a man there, and I say, in the house is a man, or I say, a man is in the house. What's the difference? Let's say you want to say to someone, a guy thinks in the house is a woman, but you want to say no, it's actually a man. How would you say? So he thinks there's a woman in the house, but there's really a man in the house. So you want to tell him, no, it's actually a man in the house. How do you say? Are you going to say there's a man in the house, a man is in the house, or in the house is a man? None of those. In Arabic, there's actually a sentence for that. So this is where English is a bit different. This depends upon how you emphasize the word. Yeah, how you stretch the word. Yeah, there's a man in the house. There's a man in the house, meaning, like you're trying to say, there's not a woman in the house. There's a man in the house. Yeah. Okay, what if they're in the house? Someone thinks there's two men in the house, but there's only one man in the house. Huh? There's only one man in the house, in English you say, yeah? But in Arabic, there's actually a sentence for that, without using only. So this is why when you look at Arabic is a very flexible language. There's a lot of ways you can say it. For example, I'm sure there's certain things that you say in Bangla, and certain things that you say in Urdu, Gujarati, yeah, where you say in a certain way, you can't say that in English. Yeah, you can't say in English because the person in English is not used to that kind of an expression. Yeah, and even in English, there's certain things you say in English, which if you try to say to someone in a different language, it'd be very hard for them to straight away understand what you imply by that. Yeah, they might misconstrue what you're saying.
So you couldn't use iya, could you? The only way to say only.
Iya, you can say. Yeah, iya. Yeah. But you gotta use a verb sentence for that. You gotta use like a verb in the sentence. Yeah. I'm just trying to think of like a sentence. Like in English, you say something which. What do you say in English which you can't really translate word for word into another language?
You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
You scratch my back, I scratch yours. Yeah, that's like a proverb, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can't really translate it to
Yeah.
language.
You scratch my back. They think you're like talking about something else. What's this? Scratch my back. What's this? Yeah. Yeah. Scratch my back. You scratch your back. But forget proverbs. I want like a sentence. That's a sentence you say. Not like a. What do you guys say?
You could say, I think it's not probably
I gave you those good days because I'm trying to curry some favour. That doesn't make any sense at all for somebody who's just
Which is not even going to happen. Not even going to happen. Come out with a simple sentence. I'm trying to think of a simple sentence.
Okay, I'm still going to curry some favour, but that doesn't make any sense to somebody of a different.
Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying, yeah, that's
English doesn't make sense to me.
yeah.
Oh, no ifs, ands, or buts.
No ifs, ands, or buts, yeah? No ifs, ands, or buts. You don't say that. Think about it. If you speak a different language, think how would you say that in your own language? How would you say it to your uncle, your auntie? Yeah?
Exactly the same.
Say it.
Yeah.
Is that what you say? Oh,
There must be a connection.
Sorry.
there must be some connection here. Unless you're just like making stuff up and making. Okay. Anyway, you get the point, don't you? So this is why, like in the language, there are like, ways that you say things. All right. Next. Let's go to the next one then. Okay. Al-Kitabu al-Qur'an. Okay. So let's just do straight off here. Al-Kitabu al-Qur'an. So what vowels do we put on these words? On ba. Single dhamma. And Quran? Single dhamma. Which one's the mubtada? Yeah, the first word. Yeah, you can give that. Make that mubtada, khabar. What's the translation of this? The book is the Quran. Listen. The book is the Quran. When would you say the book is a Quran? The book is the Quran. When did you say the book is the Quran? Huh? When you say the book is the Quran.
Quran is the book.
Emphasizing it. The book is the Quran. Yeah? Like someone thinks this book is not the Quran. Or they think the Quran is somewhere else. You know, the book is the Quran.
The Quran is the book.
You could do it that way as well. But that's if you want to tell people what the Quran is. This is where you want to tell people what the book is. So the difference between the two. Yeah. See how much you have to learn about language. You don't even realize. Yeah. Okay, next one. Ma kitab. Okay, ma kitab. What vowel do you put on kitab? 2 dhammas. Okay, what's the translation of ma kitab? What is a book? And what's the mubtada? Ma is the mubtada. Why is ma mubtada here? Yeah, because we said the word after ma, if it's ma'rifah, it's mubtada. Otherwise, ma is mubtada. Okay, good. Sorry? Kitab is nakira. Shabash. Okay, next. So, now this is the last question now. Yeah, last question is? Right. So, translate this surah accurately. And when I say accurately, I want you to translate as accurate as possible. The more accurate I find your translation, the more marks you get. Yeah. And then do the tafsir of the underlined part. All I want you to do is, tafsir basically means not translate. I want you to, in your own words, like you would explain it to another person. Explain it, commentate on it. Yeah, just explain this. So, okay, first of all, let's translate this one then. Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tabba. Okay, what does that translate as? May the two hands, okay, we got one answer here, let's go one answer first. May the 2 hands of Abu Lahab perish and may he perish. Okay, is there another more accurate translation than this?
May the actions that he does, the work that he does.
May the?
Work that
No, no, no. No, that's not, that's far. That's far, brother. Can't even say close. G. I will give, let me check what's in my pocket. I will give whatever pops up. £1.40. £1.40. What can you buy with £1.40? Yeah, buy loads of things. I'm sure out there you can buy some stuff as well. Yeah. £1.40.
What was the first translation?
So the first one was Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tab. So may the two hands of Abu Lahab perish and may he perish. That's the best one so far. Is there a better one?
The father of flame.
May the two hands of the father of flame. Oh, perish. So you just switched one word, yeah? Okay. Okay. That's a good. It's like it's okay because he came up with that first. You kind of plagiarized him, so most of it. All right. So come on. Where do we get the meaning of may? Is there a word may there?
Past verb becomes dua in Arabic. Past verb.
Past verb becomes
Dua in
dua. Very good. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I don't think anyone else has got a better translation than this one. No? Okay. ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب. Okay, come on. Okay, so he came first. Come on.
I don't know if this is right, but his wealth and his children will evade him and like protect
His wealth nor his what?
his wealth actions.
Okay, I'm gonna have to move on. Go on.
works with his wealth, his children.
That's quite not accurate, my brother. That's a
Neither did his actions.
yeah, sister. What did you say? His wealth did not help him. Sorry? It did not enrich him. Is that it? Finished? No. Not what he earns.
That's right.
Okay, no, sister the closest. MashaAllah, sister the closest. Yeah. Anybody else?
It's liberate.
What does aghna anhu mean?
Liberate.
What he boasted about, what he liked about himself.
Okay. Made him independent, made him. Alright, good. Like that. Okay, next one then. Yeah, so far Harun's won the first one, sister's won the second one. Okay, what was the name, sister? Sorry? I couldn't hear that. Okay, here we go. Alright, number 3. Go on, who can translate this?
Very soon he'll be thrown into the fire.
Very soon?
Thrusted into the fire.
Very soon he will be thrusted into a fire.
Blazing fire.
Okay, sorry. Next. Nobody? Very soon he will be thrusted into a fire.
Blazing or perpetual huge fire.
Huge, perpetual, blazing. It's 3 words there.
Fire that possesses
Possesses something.
possessing fire.
Intensity.
Yes, that's
No.
that's like so guardian.
Possesses what?
Army,
Flames.
flame.
Yeah, what's your name? MashaAllah. Lahab. I thought you were going to say Lahab. Lahab, Abu Lahab. Bhai.
Remember it there.
It's not a half an exam. You can't say to me, I remember it there, but I don't remember there.
Father.
Sayasla naran. He will soon. So, what's the difference between Sofa and
Very soon.
Very soon, yeah? Very immediately. Almost immediately soon. He'll be thrusted into a fire that possesses flames. Possessor of flames. Okay. So I don't know. I don't think anyone got that one. It was like a collaboration. Yeah, group effort. You get nothing for that. Okay. وَامْرَأَتُهُ حَمَّالَةَ الْحَطَبِ. Okay, this is going to be interesting. وَامْرَأَتُهُ حَمَّالَةَ الْحَطَبِ. Okay, 1 second, sister. Brother, go on.
Wife
Yeah.
is a perpetual 24/7 carrier of wood.
His wife is a perpetual 24/7. You can't come out with 3 or 4 words. You got to come out with accurate translation.
Excessive carry
His wife is an excessive carrier of firewood. Okay, that's a good one. That's the best one so far. Okay, sister, what did you say? No, have you retracted? Okay. Anybody else? One more. Remember, I said to you, there's possibility of more than one translation here.
And his wife is also taken into the fire.
His wife is taken into the fire. Sorry, that's not a translation. That's a tafsir, that is.
That is the ignition.
No, I don't know where that. Where's the word ignition? G.
You said wa can also mean a new sentence, so full stop.
Okay, can mean a new sentence, that's fine, but that's the first one. The first one that.
No, I can link to the past sentence that she'll also be thrown very soon into the fire.
She'll also be.
It can link to the past sentence that she'll soon be thrust into the fire as well.
And she will be thrusted.
That's when you stop there.
And then, okay, how did the rest of it?
The career from
Whilst carrying wood. Whilst, not just carrying wood.
Carrying
Excessively carrying. Excessively carrying wood. Yeah, so again, collaboration, plus I had to help you guys out as well. Yeah.
So you can keep the 4 if you want to.
No, so he's got something, the sister's got something. Nobody else got anything. Looks like I'm going to be going Sakibs after class. Okay. وَمْرَضْ حَمَّالَةَ الْحَطَبِ. Yes, remember you got to be accurate. Yeah, Hammala is, what kind of word is it? Mubalagha. So you got to have the mubalagha meaning in there. Okay. فِي جِيدِهَا حَبَلٌ مِّن مَسَدٍ. Okay, who's going to get this now? So I'm going to put my hand in my pocket. Whatever comes out, this is going to be. Okay, oh, look at this, £1.40 again. Allahu Akbar. I'm going to be 40 years old this week, okay? So look at that. Maybe that's a sign from, who knows? Not from Allah, maybe it's just a sign from our nafs. Yeah? You got another one there. Okay, sister saying, in her neck, necklace of twisted. That's my definition. Allah. Okay, that means I get the money then. Okay. That's what the translation says. MashaAllah. Okay, so I'll treat myself this week. 40th birthday present. Yeah. Huh? 40, yeah. Can I join your club? Oh, thanks a lot, bro. £1.40 fee. Do I have to do some initiation kind of ceremony? Hop on one leg or something around the park? Okay, go on. So it's not accurate translation. I want an accurate. I gave, remember when I taught you this, I didn't just give translation, I gave you explanation for you guys to come out with the translation. So sister said, in her neck is a necklace. What did you say, necklace what? Twisted fiber, yeah? That's not accurate, sorry. If I answered myself that, I would slap myself. Because I can slap myself, I can't slap you guys. Yeah? So I was just like, okay, come on, accurate translation. Fi jidiha hablum min masad. In her neck is a rope from fiber, date fiber, twisted date fiber. That's better, that's more accurate now. Still not, it still can be refined and, yeah.
Is it not the lower part?
Well done. But now you got to find a word for that. In her lower part of the neck. Around the collarbone, yeah? Yeah. In the lower part of the neck, around the collarbone. That's the tafsir there. So is there a word, is there a precise word for that? The wishbone. Do humans have wishbones? Okay. Huh? Below the supersternal nuts. Is that what it's called? Oh. That's a bit too accurate there. Below the Adam's apple. Below the, yeah. The unuk, all this is unuk. It's just there, you know, like when where the necklace kind of lays. Collarbone, okay. Chalo, collarbone is most accurate then. Fi jidiha hablun, a rope, which is from Masad. Okay, that means the sister got it. Yeah. So, okay, let's see. So I've got 3 prizes to give. Let's see. What's the chances of me taking a £1.49? Huh? No, I'm not like that kind of. Oh, it's 46 pence. Okay, can't be that cheap, man. Can't be like a cheap stuff. Okay, I'll do £1.40 again. Look at that. £1.40, £1.40, £1.40, yeah? So this is your prizes, guys. Yeah. Okay, so that's the translation. Now tafsir, finally. How would you explain this last part then? Remember, explain is not translation. Explain is in your own words. You explain what's happening over here. Yeah, you explain in your own words. Put it into your head, absorb it, and just explain what's happening. The underlying part.
Due to the harm she caused the Prophet.
Okay, due to the harm she caused the Prophet, yeah.
The actions on that would be made into a twisted palm.
Actions will be made to a twisted palm fiber, yeah. Okay. Okay, anything else?
Those who commit joint enterprise, maybe enjoying the evil.
Those who commit joint enterprise, good.
Will share the same punishment.
Will share the same punishment. It's a good one. Okay, but that wouldn't give you the full marks because it needs to be more around those two parts. Yeah.
She would carry dirt to throw on the Prophet.
Or she would carry wood to throw on the Prophet ﷺ or to harm him. Yeah.
She carries the wood.
Yeah, and now because of that, she's going to be carrying the wood.
As a reminder for eternity, it will be around her neck as a label for others to see.
Okay, around eternity, will be around her neck as a label for us to see, right?
You also mentioned that was this sort of like metaphor for spreading rumors.
Wood, metaphor, yes, wood. So you see, I explained to you two different possible meanings as well.
Wasn't she like wealthy? So
And she was wealthy.
She would have those necklaces.
She would have those necklaces showing off to people that the necklaces. So she's going to die from that on. Okay, good. So all of that, as long as you can explain to me what I told you in lesson, then you get the marks for it. And the full marks is 14 marks for that. Okay, khalas, mashallah, end of exam.
Maybe max you could get 7 for the translation, 7 for the
Yeah, so roughly it would be at 7-7. Yeah, I might give extra if someone doesn't do 1 in one, does good in the other one. I might give extra.
The same questions. Do you remember the
Will I get the same questions? £1.40, £1.40, £1.40. That's the only same I'm going to give.
Are you being strict in terms of the lines that you keep in that you keep it in those lines?
Oh yeah, by the way, when you answer questions, you must stay within the lines, okay? Do not overwrite things. Yeah, sometimes what happens is a student just wants to like regurgitate everything that they just could remember and they just start writing everything. Don't write that, otherwise you're going to lose marks. And remember, you're writing this for me, so therefore make it neat. Please, yeah? So doctors as well, please. Yeah, you guys are notorious for making it difficult for people to read things. So make sure when you guys write things, yeah, extra marks will be given presentation. Neatly, nicely, right? Take your time. If you get stuck on a question, don't worry. Skip it, go to the next one. Come back to it. Yeah, take your time, try to understand, read it carefully, highlight it with a pen, which parts of the question are the ones that you're meant to answer. Yeah. And go over it again and again. Okay, so Jazakumullah khair guys for allowing me to teach you guys. If I have said or done anything, forgive me. Yeah, if I haven't taught you properly as well, forgive me as well. And if I've made lots of stuff up as well, yeah, ask Allah to forgive me and you guys to forgive me, yeah. And like I said to you in the beginning of the year, if you attend the lessons or catch up on the lessons and you do all the homeworks, you're going to pass. No, you will definitely pass. And if you don't, you're just going to see yourself. We've had about 34 lessons this year, roughly give or take. 34 lessons of my lessons. Imagine you studied double of that. Yeah? So 68 lessons. And imagine you took a triple of that. Yeah, 102 lessons. Yeah, how much would you have achieved? End of the day, it's Allah's words, isn't it? The more you learn it, the more you're going to benefit, because whatever you learn, if you think about it, you're going to use that in your salat. You're going to use that when you're going to talk to other people about Islam, talk with your family. You're going to have first-hand understanding of what Allah is saying, which is a big thing. It's not a small thing. Yeah, and those of you guys who were here yesterday for the Bukhari Khatam, yeah, do you see the students that we had? Yeah, we had like one of the guys a judge. Yeah, he's the only alim judge now in the whole UK, first ever, from what he knows. There's never been a judge who's an alim as well in the UK. So you imagine, Muslim, full-time judge now, and he studied at Sufa as well, learnt Quran, learnt Hadith, learnt Fiqh, and it's an achievement for Muslims as well. It's a proud moment that you can have someone who the Queen is going to sign his work contract. He's just waiting for her signature. He said she's a bit ill, so she's going to sign it. Once she signs it, then so it's a big achievement. And then you got other people. A lot of the ladies there as well. Some of them are working, some of them are not working, some of them have got children, married. So it just shows you anyone can do it. It's not something which is, but as you guys know, you got to make yourself worthy to Allah. Yeah, it's very, very important to remember that you beg Allah, you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will give. Once, Mufti Taqi Usmani, his father once was with him. So Mufti Taqi Usmani is a very famous Mufti in Pakistan. And he said to us, once my father was there, and he heard some beggars came in Karachi. He's like on the streets, poor kids, they came up to the car and they asked for money. So he said, I put my hand in my pocket, I took out money and gave it to them. And he said, I said to my father, don't you know that these guys work for gangs? These kids, they actually is a big gang. And the gang send them out streets. And it's unfortunate, the way it works, but these guys, this is all planned, they don't get the money. The gang leader gets the money. And then he said to him, look, he said, the one who gave someone who didn't deserve knowledge, how can he deprive people who don't deserve the money? Meaning Allah gave me knowledge and I don't deserve knowledge. But then Allah, how can I then not give the person who's asking me for money, who doesn't deserve it, how can I not give him money? So this is why you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You beg Allah, plead with Allah. Just like you beg from anything. Allah will give you, inshallah. The same guy, that judge, he used to exactly the same questions as you guys. He used to sit here, he used to ask the questions, and eventually, this is where he got. And amongst them, there's doctors. Amongst them, there's like a guy who drives a taxi. He's amongst them. A guy who's accountant and others. This is what you can achieve end of the day. And you have to remember, Allah, He doesn't look at what you wear. He doesn't look at your color of your skin. He doesn't know how rich you are. Allah looks at your heart. How much effort do you make? That's what Allah measures you with. And that effort of the heart is something which Allah will never waste. He never does waste it. Allah is very kind. He's too kind. Yeah, you do something for Allah, Allah will repay you. 100% Allah will repay you. But you have to do something. Yeah, you have to work hard. You have to give it all you have. Yeah, don't think to yourself. Sometimes you might think, what? If I go home in my family, no one practices. If I go home, there's no one at home that appreciates me going and studying. If they don't appreciate, Allah appreciates. Yeah, you imagine a Sahabi who accepted Islam and his family didn't accept Islam. Imagine how hard it would have been for him to practice his Islam in secret whilst his family were not happy with him. A lot of Sahaba in the beginning were like that. But Allah didn't waste their efforts. Look at Mus'ab ibn Umayr. This was a young guy. In Medina, Makkah, he was extremely rich. Leaves Islam, he accepts Islam. His mum ties him in the house. She chains him to the house. He can't leave. And then one day he manages to escape. So he escapes, and the Prophet ﷺ said, "Go with the people who travel to Medina. Go with them." So he goes there, he becomes a teacher. And he's only like in his late teens, maybe early 20s. He becomes a teacher. And then in Medina, because of him, big tribes accepted Islam. He's taught them the Quran. And then what happened was, he died in the Battle of Uhud. He was killed. Before he died, the Prophet ﷺ saw him in the masjid and he began to cry one day. And the Sahaba said, "Why do you always cry when you look at this boy?" He said, "You don't know what sacrifice he made in Makkah You don't know how much he gave up for Allah's sake. And then he had literally had like, tattered clothes, patchy clothes. He walked around with patchy clothes, even though imagine in Makkah he used to wear the top designer clothes in Makkah. In Medina he ended up just wearing around because he gave everything for Allah. And when he died, he didn't have enough cloth to cover his body. But this guy, Allah didn't waste his efforts. This guy is now, reached the levels where people have accepted Islam because of his efforts. This is why never ever think to yourself, what can I do in the whole big plan of things? How can I compete with Sheikh Zahid? How can I compete with Mufti so-and-so, Sheikh so-and-so, Maulana so-and-so? You don't have to compete with them. You just have to do whatever you're going to do and Allah is going to take care of the rest. Yeah, so my advice would be to you guys, look, work hard. You've come all this way. People have left this course throughout this year for whatever reason. But alhamdulillah, Allah has brought you all the way to the end over here for some reason. You don't know what it is. Yeah, but you've come all this way. Just work hard. You've got 2 weeks left now for the exams. Plan your revision. If you're stuck on something, you can contact me, or you just get one of those other students to help you revise, inshallah, and you'll do it, inshallah. Yeah, I've seen students. There used to be one student. I think I told you this on the enrollment day. There was one student here who couldn't even read Arabic. Imagine that. The guy could not even read Arabic. He joined the Sufa. And he was in the first year. And after one of the lessons, he comes to me and he goes, you know what, I can't read the text. I go to him, look, stay on the course, go and do the Tajweed course on the weekends. He joined the Tajweed course as well. He learned how to read, passed the first year, passed the second year, passed the third year, got into fourth year. Then he had to leave, he had some issues. So you imagine a guy like that, right? He goes through all of these things. But the thing is, the guy in the beginning didn't know how to read Arabic. Muslim, brought up Muslim as well, born Muslim. But it's unfortunate he didn't have a practicing upbringing. But alhamdulillah, he got to the fourth year. So it's a big achievement, guys. So never ever think to yourself you can't do it. You can always do it, inshallah. You just have to work hard. And that's it. Any questions?